So features of Python, and listen it carefully, friends, because in interview room maybe this feature will be asked to you, maybe, right? And you should know all those features. So these are the very important features, very much useful feature. So first feature is simple and easy to learn. Friends, these are the very important feature of the Python. So very first feature is simple and easy to learn, right? This is the first feature. Second number feature in freeware freeware and open source, right? Third feature is high level programming language, high level programming language, right? Fourth one is right. Fourth one is uh, platform independent. Platform independent. Platform independent. Fifth one is dynamically type. Let's see. Dynamically type. So these are the important features, and I will discuss one by one all those features in detail, right, friends? Next one is a both procedure oriented, procedure oriented, and object oriented, object oriented, and object object oriented, object oriented. Seventh number feature is I can say that it is portable. I think it is portable. Portable. Eighth number feature is friend interpreted. Interpreted. Ninth one is extensible. Extensible. Tenth one is embedded. Embedded. And eleventh is extensive library. Extensive library support. Library support. So these are the hot cake, right? These are the very important features of the Python. Very much important, right? Let me discuss the feature number one. That is the feature number one. Simple and easy to learn. Friends, let us consider the first feature, very important feature, simple and easy to learn, right? So one by one, I'm going to cover. So what exactly the simple and easy to learn? Friends, simple and easy to learn. From the previous lecture, we come to know that the Python, reading the Python script is as reading English sentences, right? It is clear. Reading the Python script is just like a reading the Python, right? Reading the English script. For example, let me have the example so that it will be the very clear, friends. So let me have the one example. Team is equal to, suppose in your team. So I will take this example in a text.py, right? Text.py, I will take this example. So let us take example team team is equals to, in that team the following players are there, right? First player is a Kohli. Next player is Dhoni, right? Next player is Dhoni, right? Okay. And then if if Dhoni if Dhoni in team, if Dhoni in team, just like a reading simple English statement, Dhoni in team, Dhoni in team, then print, right? Maximum chance to win, max chance to win the match, right? Very simple, right? Just like a reading the English statement or sentence. Else I can say that print maximum, max chance to lose, max chance to lose, right? So some are the Kohli's player. Sorry for that. I'm a very big fan of Dhoni, right? That's why. So what I wrote here, team is equals to Kohli, Dhoni. Very simple, very easy to understand. If Dhoni in team, if Dhoni is in a team, right? A max chance to win the match, and else max chance to lose, right? Let me execute the code. Save, and just here type py py test.py test.py. You can see that max chance to win, right? So what I want to say, this code is as simple as reading the English sentences, friend. This code is as simple as reading the simple English sentences. Okay, team Kohli Dhoni. If Dhoni in team, right? Max chance to win the match. Else max chance to lose the match. Very simple sentences these are, right, friends? That's why the very first feature of the Python is simple and easy to learn. Simple and easy to learn, friends. Do you know? Friends, do you know? In English language, I'm talking about English language. In English language, there are total, friends. There are total. How many words are there? How many words are there? Lakhs of words are there. Lakhs of words are there, friends. Lakhs of words are there in English language, friends. Right? For example, which this word, mango, apple, banana, then watermelon. Don't okay, watermelon. These are the words. Which are the English words, friends. Right? These are the English word. We can say that these are the reserved word. Okay, these are the reserved word. Reserved word. So how many words are there in English? How many words are there? Lakhs of words. Lakhs of words. So from this you come to know how difficult is English to learn, right? How many number of words are there? Number of words are there. But in Python, we can say that these are the reserved word, friends. We can say that these are the reserved word. But in Python, how many words are there? How many words are there? We can call them as a reserved word. I will tell you 35. 35 words are there, friends. Only 35 words are there. You require to remember, friends. You require to remember only 35 words. So it is very clear. The Python is very simple than English language also. Python is very simple than English. Only 35. Even in Java, okay, just replicate the number 35. Okay, how many words results were there? 53. 53 results are there, friends. So these are the in English language, lakhs of words are there, friends. These names. Okay, list continue. Just list continue. This is continue. This is called as a reserved word. But in Python, just 35 words are there. Just 35 words you require to remember. Okay, or it is not compulsory to remember all 35 words, friends. Very simple. Some important words you can easily remember. Okay, not required and not recommended also. Okay, so 35 words are there. In Java, little bit more, 53 words are there, friends. So from this example, from this dictionary of the Python, it is very clear that the Python is the very easiest and very simple to learn, friend. It is very clear. The Python is very simple and very easy to learn, friends. So it is clear, right? For example, friends, some code I require to write. I require to write some code. I require to write some code in Java. So for example, I required 100 lines, right? Same code or same logic, same code or same logic in Python. How many lines are required? 10 lines are required. 10 lines are sufficient, friend. 10 lines are sufficient. friends. That's the difference. That's why the meaning of this first feature, these are the features of Python. The first feature is a simple and easy to learn, friends. It is very clear. Why it is simple? Because less keywords are there, friends. Less keywords are there. Again, very less keywords than that of Java. That's why I can say that it is very easy to learn, right? Next feature is, friend, this is one of the most important feature. Okay, some people will get confused with this feature. Feature name is freeware and open source. Open source. This is a some kind of confusing word, right? Freeware and open source. Freeware and open source, friends. Freeware freeware means what? I will tell you. Freeware means what? So freeware means, friends, freeware means for any development, friends. Freeware, listen carefully. For any development or for any commercial purpose, you are not required to provide any single paisa, friends. For any need or any commercial purpose, you are not required to provide any single paisa. Everything is free, friends. Everything is free. That's why Python is a freeware language. It is a freeware. Freeware means you not don't require to provide the money to purchase the Python, right? Let me go to the website. Name of the website, right? Name of the website of the Python is python.org, friends. Python.org. It is a official, right? Just type me Python. Let me type python.org. Python.org. Here you can see that this is the official website of the Python. This is org. It is not .com. It is an organization, and this organization is what? They are not charging anything, friends. Everything is free. Now just go to the download section. Download for Windows, friends. You can see that download for the Windows version 3.9.6 version is there, friend. So you can easily download and you can easily use the language, friends. That's why it is a freeware language, right? It is a freeware language, friends. But in case of Java, from Java 11 onwards, friends, from Java 11 onwards, you need to pay some money, friends. For the Java 11 onward, right? For why Java is Java is not using people. Why people are avoiding the Java? Because it is not at all freeware. From Java 11 onward, from Java 11 onwards, it is paid, right? We have to pay the money. It is paid, right? For enterprise application, you have to pay, or for simple applications, right? So they will provide the license 1 month, 2 month, whatever, but it is paid at all, right? But in case of the Python, there is a no chance. There is a no chance. That's why Python is a freeware, right? Freeware language. Right? No required to pay. No money is required. Money is required. Everything is free, friends. That is called as a freeware. Okay, understand? Freeware means what? Now another word is open source. Another word is, friend, open source. What exactly the open source is? Open source. Open source means, friend, source means the source code, right? The source code of this language is open to all. The source code of Python, this Python is open to all. Friends, its source code is open to all. Means anyone can develop its own version of Python. For example, our academy, I want to develop the source code of my Python. So I will give the name of my Python as a ipython.live, for example. Suppose other persons are using the Python and they are changing the source code of the Python. They can give their name also. Means The code is open to all, like Linux. Do you know Linux language? Linux is their operating system. Linux is also open source and freeware, friends. It is a freeware. It is also freeware. It is also freeware and open source. Open source, friends. It is a freeware and open source. Now, how it is open source? Kali Linux is there, right? Then CentOS is there. Then Ubuntu is there, right? Number of Linux flavors are available, right? So different names are given, right? Similarly, Python is also the open source, friend. Python is also the open source, right? So various names are given to the Python also, right? For example, suppose I want to develop the Python or with the .NET application. Suppose, friend, I want to develop the Python with a .NET application. So name of this Python is, the name is Python is Iron Python. Okay. Suppose .NET application already there is a Python which is work with the .NET application. So some modifications are in Python language, right? And the name of that is Iron Python. Similarly, for Java related application, one Python is developed. The name of that Python is Jython. Jython. That is a Java related application. Java is mixed with the Python language. Another Python is created. Name is a Jython. Jython, right? Java with the Python. Similarly, .NET and Python mixture. Some application is developed or some version of the Python is developed. That is called as the Iron Python, friends. Similarly, for the data science application, Anaconda is developed, friends. Anaconda is developed. It is a just like as similar as a Linux. Okay, Unix is the base operating system. From Unix, number of operating systems are developed, just like a Unix. Same thing happen with the Python. From the Python, various versions, various flavors are developed, and that's why it is possible. It is possible because Python source code is open to all, right? Python source code is open to all. That is why it is called as the open source, friends. It is called as a open source. It is also freeware. No charge will be applicable, right? That's why this thing is possible, right? So Python is freeware and open source. Don't confuse in these two words, friend. Freeware is different. Open source is different. Freeware means what? Freeware means no money is required. Everything is free. Open source means what? Source code is available and you can modify the source code according to your requirement. That is called as a open source, friend. That is the difference between these two words, friends. Right? So do you know operating system? Windows is not a open source, not a freeware. Windows is there. Okay, don't worry about the spelling. Okay, Windows is open source, not freeware, friends. Windows is not open source, not freeware, because source code is not applicable, right? Not available to all. No one develop their own window, right? Have you heard any person develop his own Windows? Not possible, because source code is not open to all. Source code is secret, right? It is very, very confidential, not open to all. That's why it is not open source, and it is not a freeware also, because you have to purchase the full license for lifetime, right? You have to pay. Once you have to pay, you will get the license. Okay, people are doing the crack things, right? They are doing some cracks and they are running the Windows. That is a different thing, but it is not a freeware, friend. It is a open. It is also not a open source. Source code is confidential in case of the Windows. So that is the difference between freeware and open source, friends. Right? I think you understand what I mean to say. So third feature, friend. Third feature of the Python. Third feature is, friends, it is a high-level programming language. High-level programming language. Okay, listen it carefully, friends. Listen it carefully. What I mean to say, what I want to say, right? Listen it carefully. It is a high-level programming language. Now, what exactly the high-level programming language is? I will give you the simple example. Suppose, friends, before discussing this concept, I will give you the one simple example. Suppose I want to give some speech to one event. One event is organized, and I want to give the speech in this event. So, event related activity. What are the event related activity? Arranging the chairs for the event, then arrangement of the food, then arrangement of the dais, and arrangement of the chair, calling the guest. All those things will handle by who will handle all those things? All those things will be handled by organizer, right? Now, what is my role? My role, I have to just give the speech. I have to just give the speech, right? I am a very good orator. I have to give just one just speech there, right? That is my role. Same thing, but I don't have to worry about chair arrangement, who is the guest, and then all related things, right? How will be the chair arrangement, then dais arrangement, then everything related. I don't have to care. I just have to give my speech, right? So that is called as a high level activity. I don't require, I don't need to care about all those things. All those things will done by the organizer. Organizers, it is organizers responsibility. They will do all those things. But what is my responsibility? My responsibility is to give just speech. I am responsible for the speech. Similarly, in the Python, whatever the code you are writing, right, that code will execute, but backend whatever happen, that will take care by the Python virtual machine. At a backend level, whatever happen, whatever the activity happen at a backend level, that activity will be taken care by Python virtual machine itself, right? I don't need to take care of those activity. I just require to write the simple program. I just require to write my program. I just require to write my code, right? I don't require how memory allocation will happen, how my variables will be called, then what internal activity will be covered. All those things I doesn't need to care about. I just require to care about what? The my programming. I just want to write, I just have to write my program there. I just have to write my code there. No need to go in deep, right? Right? Only high level activity I should do, right? So that's why the Python is high level programming language. That is a user friendly language, right? What I want to say, I think it is clear, very clear to all. So what I have to write, what I have to write, what I have to write, I have to write only logic, only logic, only logic. I have to write only logic. I have to write, right? So it is called as the business logic, friend. It is called as what? Business logic. I require to write. Rest of the activity, memory allocation and other things, right? Then all those things, these will be taken care by the Python virtual machine. That's why the Python is called as a high level programming language, friends. Very easy to understand. That's why it is one of the most popular language, high level programming language. I doesn't require to take care any activity. I just have to write the logic, right? And logic is as simple as English statements or as simple as English sentences. That is my logic. Very simple sentences I have to write. Backend Python virtual machine will be take care, right? So that's why it is a high level programming language. Let me discuss the fourth very important feature. Friends, listen carefully. Fourth important feature of the Python. It is a platform independent. Friend, listen carefully. It is a platform independent. It is a platform independent. So let me discuss what exactly the platform independent is. Let me discuss this point first. Now, friends, let me give one example. My friend wrote very nice. My friend wrote very nice. Listen carefully, friend. Very nice C language code. C language code, right? My friend wrote very nice C language code, right? I just saw the output of that code. I like that code, and I asked my friend, please give me that C code, right? My friend is using Windows. Windows Windows OS he is using. Windows Windows OS he is using. Windows operating system. So but I am using I am using I am using Linux. I am using Linux. So I asked him for the code. He gave me the code, and I try to run that C language code in my system, in Linux system. But my friend developed that code in a Windows operating system. Friend, listen carefully. My friend developed this C language code, whatever the application he wrote, he developed in a Windows operating system. I asked him for the code. He gave me the code. I like code because I like that code. He gave me the code. I try to run that code in my operating system. My operating system is a Linux. Friend, I'm using the Linux. So what will happen? That code will not work. That code will not work. Or means its behavior is not proper to my operating system. So what I did, I give this code to my another friend. What I did, I gave this code uh, to my another friend and ask him, please try to run this code in your machine. But my friend is using iOS. Friend, he is using Apple, right? Apple iOS. So it is also, he faced same problem just like me. He faced also the same problem he also faced. Same problem he faces. It is actually meant for the Windows operating system. Conclusion is what? Conclusion. What is the conclusion? This C language code is meant for Windows operating system. It is not for Linux, and it is not for the iOS also, right? It is not for the Apple OS also, right? So, or I can say that the Mac OS, right? Mac. It is not meant for this. It is just meant for the Windows OS. That's why I can say that C language is a platform dependent. C language. Conclusion. What is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? Conclusion is C is platform dependent. C is platform dependent. Whereas 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 uh, whereas Python. Now let me talk about the Python. So my another friend wrote some Python code. I asked him for the code. He wrote the code in a Windows operating system. I asked him for the code. He happily gave me that code. So I try to execute that code in my operating system. I am using the Linux. So that code is nicely executed. Whatever the output my friend got, same output I got. Then I hand over that code to my another friend. He also tried to execute. Happily, he that code is also running his operating system also. He is using the Mac, right? So Python behavior is not changed from the operating system to the operating system, right? Python behavior is not changed in three operating system. Same output in three operating system. That's why I can say that Python is platform independent. Platform independent, friend. Python is platform platform. Okay, don't worry about the spelling. Platform independent. 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 Platform independent. INDIPENDENT. Platform independent, right? So that is the biggest, very nice, one of the nice feature of the Python, friend. It is a platform independent, but C is not a platform independent. So your next question will be, sir, which thing makes the Python independent? Friends, your next question will be, what makes Python 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 independent? right? What makes Python independent? Your next question to me, right? That is a valid question also, friends. So let me give the example. Let me give the example. I will open Paint, and there I will explain the example, right? So as you can see that, right? So this is your Python program, friend. This is Python program. This is Python program. This is another Python program, right? Same Python program. By the way, all are same Python program, but it is in a Windows. W means Windows. Another one is in Linux, and another one is a Mac, right? Mac. Python code. These three operating system: Windows, Linux, and Mac, right, friends? Now, in Windows, you are using in Windows, you are writing some code, friends. You are in Windows, you are writing some code, right? In Linux, you are writing means you are providing the Python code to the Windows. You are providing the Python code to the Linux. Okay. Internally, Python virtual machine is there, friend. Internally, there is a Python virtual machine. Okay, because Python is a high-level language, right? So Python virtual machine. So this virtual machine for Windows, Python, Python, Python Python virtual, or I can say that PVM is different, friend. Internally, Python virtual machine is different for Windows. It is different for Linux also. PVM for Linux is different. Also, the Python virtual machine, that is PVM for Mac, for Mac, for Mac is also different, right? Mac operating system is different, but the output of this all the three PVM is same, friend. The output of this all the three PVM, output of the all the three PVM is same, friend. PVM is different. Internally, logic is different. Python virtual machine is different, but output same. Here output same, here output same. Okay. So this PVM is responsible for the output, uh, right? Which is in Windows. PVM is responsible for output, which is created for the Linux. Similarly, PVM for the Mac, it is also different, but output of the three PVM is the same. So in interview room there is a chances to ask you the question, the PVM of all the three operating system are dependent or independent. So you have to say the PVM are dependent. PVM, Python virtual machine, are dependent, but whatever the output of the Python language or Python coding, whatever the output of the Python coding is independent. Okay. Suppose my friend wrote some program and I try to execute in Linux, output is same. I hand over this code to my another friend. He is using the Mac. The output is same. Windows output is same, Linux output is same, Mac output is same, right? So Python is a platform independent. No, there is a no dependency, but internally it is implemented in a Python virtual machine. Python virtual machine is responsible for that, but Python virtual machine for the different operating system, friends. Listen carefully. Python operating system for the different operating system is different. Python virtual machine for the different operating system is different internally. That's why PVM is a PVM, Python virtual machine, is a platform dependent. Python virtual machine is a platform dependent. So I have the Python program, right? So Python program will behave equally in all operating system, but Python virtual machine is different. Python virtual machine is different. So your next question will be, what is Python virtual machine? You are maybe right. Your question is very valid. So you will ask me, sir, what is Python virtual machine? So I will tell you, Python virtual machine is nothing but the software, Python software, which I need to install in my system. That is nothing but Python virtual machine. You will find Just go to the website of python.org. Downloads, here is a section, is download section is there. You can see that download for the Windows. Can you see? Download for the Windows, download for the Mac OS, other platform. Friends, all you can see this: Windows, Mac, other platform. You can see that other platform means what? Let me click. These are the other platform: iOS, then Solaris and Linux. These are the all other platform. So that is called as that is actually Python virtual machine. The software which you want to install in a different operating system, that is called as a Python virtual machine, right? So Python virtual machine is a platform dependent, but code of the Python is not a platform dependent, friend. It is a platform independent. No platform is, any platform output is same. Any platform you can run this code on Windows, output is same. You can run the same code on another operating system, Linux, say Linux, output is same. You can run the same code on Mac OS, the output is same. That's why I can say that, friend, Python code or Python programming is platform independent. But Python virtual machine means software of the Python language, which is for Windows different, Mac the different, Linux the different, software is a different. That's why the Python virtual machine is a platform independent, platform dependent, I want to say. So Python is a dynamically typed language. Now dynamically typed means, for example, friends, in Java language, you require to define, friends. Suppose I wrote x is equals to 10. So I have to write intx is equals to 10 in front in the Java, friend. In the Java, I require to write int x is equals to 10. That is my requirement if I want to write in Java. So I have to specify the type of the variable. The type of the variable, that x is a integer type and its value is a 10. That I have to specify. But in case of Python, no required to mention the type of the variable. That makes the Python as a dynamically typed language, friends. Let me give the example. In Python, you are not required to mention the type. So x is equals to 10. So let me print type of x. Friend, let me print the type of x. So let me show you the output. Friends, you can see class int is there. Means its x value is integer. It is an integer. Now let me change the value of x is equals to 10.5. X is equals to 10.5. Let me print the type of x right now, right? So initially it was integer type. Now let me check what is the type of this x is. Okay. So initially it was integer type. Now it is a float. Friends. Now it is a float. So from it is very clear that Python is a dynamically typed language. Based on the type, it will change its type, friends. Now let me type x is equals to, for example, x is equals to ipython .live. Let me type this word also, and let me type this sentence also, right? Whatever the type. Now x is equals to ipython.live. Let me check the type of these things, right? So let me check the output. It is a string type, str. It is a string type, friends. Now its type is a string. So based on the value assigned to the variable, the type of the language will be changed. That's why it is a dynamically typed language. But in Java, you need to specify the type every time. Suppose you wrote x is equals to 10. So in front of x, you have to write intx, right? In C language, you require to specify the type, right? That's why these are not a dynamically typed. Those are the their type is these are the statistics. Sorry, not statistic. Statically typed language, right? Those are the statically typed language. But Python is a dynamically typed language. Why it is dynamically typed? We don't require to type, right? We don't require to type explicitly. We have to just write the value. We have to just assign the value based on the assigned value, based on the given value, right? Now you can see here I gave the 10, here I gave the 10.5, here I gave the ipython.live. This value I provided to the x variable. So based upon the assigned value, these are the values. Based upon the assigned value, the Python will consider a type. That's why it is a dynamically typed language, friends. That's why it is dynamically typed language. And this feature is not present in a C language as well as in a Java language, friend, because these are the statically typed language. Java, friends, Java and C are statically statically type type languages, friends, that you require to understand, friend. So I think it is very clear to you what I mean to say, friends, right? So based on provided value, type will be considered. Such a type of feature is called as, friends, such a type of feature is called as dynamically typed programming language, that you require to understand, friends.